Hey guys, today we're going to talk about.
If you should go to university or not.
Yes. So, first of all, since I'm doing my A level right now, I know what I'm going to do after school. But since I'm doing my A level right now and Lucas is already in college and university, why did you decide to go to university?
Yeah, first of all, it was basically the. It's hard to say because in the end it was just the decision. General management was a kind of thing I wanted to do to
Mm-hmm.
go for a manager job because I thought from my position that I'm more in German than in English, a very good speaker.
Yeah.
So I can motivate people. I can lead teams or groups. So that's for me. And the manager is basically doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, not at the beginning. I'm not a manager yet, but it's kind of the target I'm looking for or searching for to aim.
Okay, well, just for the people that don't know you, how exactly are you doing it? Because you're doing it in a pretty special way. I'm assuming there's, for example, in America, I don't think this type of study exists. But
Okay.
the type of studying you do is like you go to university, to college, but at the same time, you receive practical training
Yeah, true.
basically from a certain company. And
Yeah,
he
so
does that with a company and he's working right now already. So that's what he means.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So I'm going 2 times a week to university. Oh, well, right now it's online classes, so I do that from here basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and 3 times a week I'm at my company to work there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a bit combined. So there are also a lot of university works we have to do, where's about our company where we're working at. So it's basically that you learn on one thing on the paper stuff, and on the other thing that you can already just go and try your best on the job. So that's basically
It's
what we
very
have.
nice. I'm assuming
Yeah,
that you have the practical stuff and
yeah,
you
the
can
practical
try it
stuff.
out
Yeah,
already, whatever you learn. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
For example,
probably
for
very
me,
nice.
it's especially about marketing right now, because I also have to do in my job a lot of marketing to reach my goals or to get to the next level. I have to do a lot of marketing, and to just see how it's on paper, it's very interesting because you see yourself then afterwards also how you doing it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of interesting. And yeah, it's basically, well, in my job it's also, I don't know actually how to say it, it's all also in my job I have another kind of school or Ausbildung it's called in Germany. So
He's getting educated
yeah,
while he's
in
working.
in my company.
Like he's receiving like a training
Yeah,
program.
yeah, it's a trainee program, right? So basically, the decision to go to university was because of I wanted to do that, and of course, I wanted to do it both ways: the practical stuff and of course the paper stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's for my dream job, it's exactly what I need.
Yeah, no,
So
that's nice. So you basically made the decision to go to college because you already knew what you wanted to do.
yeah, true.
Okay.
So I knew from the beginning what I wanted to do, especially because during my year in Namibia, I couldn't I were applying,
Yeah,
yeah, applying
yeah.
on for a lot of things, for a lot of companies,
Mm-hmm.
for the university, and that wouldn't be possible if I had not the place at university before I go. So I were
So you
already
have to.
thinking 1.5 year before I started
Mm-hmm.
university what I want to do after my year abroad.
Okay.
So that
Yeah.
was a main part. I knew that before or immediately after school what I wanted to do after Namibia, because I just wanted to be on the safe side when I'm coming home, that I already can prepare in my mind what's coming next, can I do.
Mm-hmm.
So
But so before that time, let's say you finished school, where was your mindset more like, hey, whatever I do, it's gonna be something where I go to university?
actually actually I was very sure to go do something with the management.
Okay, so it was
it
obvious.
was
Yeah.
obviously with the
Okay.
university, because it's just, I think it is the best way for me, especially for the management stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna like after school, after my A level, I have my stuff already. I'm gonna do basically a mixed thing. So it means like I'm going to college. We have a thing here in Germany. It's called Ausbildung. I only know the equivalent in America. There would be kind of like a trade school or like basically anywhere where you learn something, you get a degree, but it's not a college. Neither it is a community college. So really, it's not college. you know. Um, and for me, I mean, I know what I wanted to do. I need a mixture of both. So I'm okay, I'm gonna do it. But there's also like that's only in my state. But if I go to a different state, I wouldn't have to do that. And there was a time I thought about it. Hey, I I just want to do that job, and I don't have to do the university part of it. I would get less money, but I'm so passionate about that job that I just wanted to do it. And in my opinion, especially if you're in a country where you have to pay for university, in Germany you don't. If you're a German citizen, you don't have to pay for
Depends.
university if it's a public school.
Yeah. So
Because,
I,
yeah,
I,
you are
I'm
in a
at a
private-
private school. I have to pay around 700 euros a month,
Exactly. And that's
which is a lot.
for us.
Yeah,
It's a
for
lot.
us.
If you compare it to the US, it's even more expensive.
Mm.
And the thing is, obviously, for the US, it's not like you have, like here, you have two options, university or this so called thing, Ausbildung, which is for us very nice, in my opinion. But in the US, it would be called a trade school for people that might be from other countries that listen to this. I'm sorry, I guess we don't really know what other equivalents to it are. But like, let's say you train for something practical, like becoming a mechanic or something. In my opinion, doing that at the times right now is very smart because a lot of people are going to college. I mean, basically almost everyone I know, and even in the US where you have to pay so much stuff, like so much money to go there, which I do not understand. Just do it. And in my opinion, there is a lot of, I guess, possible income even with a job like a mechanic. If you open a shop right now or something, there's less and less people that learn it. And in my opinion, it's not changing right now. And all the people that are, I guess, from the times where there were still a lot of people that did it are going to retire soon. So in my opinion, it's very smart if you're passionate about something and you're like, I want to go to college though, because otherwise you feel like it's not enough. In my opinion, you should just go ahead and don't do it. It's not so necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I think, as you mentioned, you just have to do what you want to do your working for the job you want to get. It doesn't matter if you go to university or do a, as we call, Ausbildung. As far as your dream job, you should do that. I think that's the main part because you have to be happy with what you're doing. And of course, on one side, it's important to earn money, but everybody also, everybody has different.
You can't get up in the morning and think, "Oh God, I have to go back to this stuff."
Well, if you have that moment right now, during that time, I think something is wrong and you should change it.
Yeah.
So
of course,
from my side,
sometimes you're passionate about it. Like for example, for me in sports, I wake up, I'm like, I don't want to go to practice. Then I go to practice.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Then I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna work out, and afterwards, I'm just super happy that I did it.
True.
So, I guess it's the same thing if you're like more passionate about it and sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to do it. That's normal. But if you wake up every morning and you think, oh my God, well, this is dumb. Why am I doing this? And then in this case, that's probably some of the people that don't know what they really want to do. And in my opinion, there's a lot of them. I'm
especially because everybody gets younger when they drop out from school.
Yeah, that is true. But
So I think not a lot of guys know what they want to do because they're getting younger. For example, my sister was 16 when she dropped out from school. 16, I mean, how should you know at 16 what you want to do?
that is true.
So for example, also, well, both of us, we know that before, I think even 2 or 3 years before we dropped out of school, what we want to do
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, Namibia was always a dream I was dreaming about every night and so on. I was working for it. But I wanted for sure to go to university to study something with management. I didn't know if it's I don't know, it was general management in the end, but it could also be international management. Well, I also have that also right now included. But I think you get I think you get my point. So as younger you are, I think it's much harder to know what you want to do, and then you basically do the wrong decisions because you want to make other people happy. I have that a lot. Some of my friends, they started something, or well, not kind of friends, but people I know. They started something because their parents were like, if you get a lawyer, it's good, you get money, you're safe.
Yeah.
But it's just an example, but the person didn't want to be a lawyer. He wanted to do something else where he probably not earning that much money as a lawyer, and he was not happy.
Yeah, no, I get
And I
that.
think that's a big problem,
Yeah.
what we especially have here in Germany,
Yeah.
for my
That is true.
opinion.
Like a lot of people that are just going to university for just saying, I go to the university, you know.
That's wrong.
And what's even crazier for me, like in Germany, okay, it's for free. The only thing you're doing is wasting your time. That hurts, but not as much as wasting like thousands
Of
of
euros.
dollars,
Oh, I don't know.
you know, and waste your time on top of that, you know, which isn't even the bad part in this case. But, you know, and then I don't understand why you should go to college. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to do this, you know, and then pay so much money instead of, I don't know, going to trade school, doing some public service kind of a situation. I don't know. You know, there's always other options, but there's, as you said, a lot of time just parents think like, hey, I think my son or my daughter would be really good in this. So, and then you're like, in the table, you might be even thinking about, hey, what do I want to do? And then your parents are just like, hey, wouldn't that be a nice idea? Wouldn't that be a nice idea? And that's just kind of changing your mind, and you
Yeah.
can't even make your own mind up because you just start thinking about those things, and that's really hard in my opinion.
Definitely, I agree on that. How should you be happy if it's not your decision?
Exactly.
Well, of course, I think it's very important that your parents help you, that they also try
Support
to
you.
support you. Yeah, thanks for that word. That's really important because not everybody has that.
Yes.
That the parents support them. So if you have that, it's still your decision you have to make. Doesn't matter how old you are, because sometimes you are 16, 17, 18 when you drop out of school. It should be your decision because it's your life.
Yeah.
And I think not because everybody is going to university, you also have to do it.
And in my opinion, if you don't know if you want to go to university, and you might even say, I don't want to do anything that doesn't have to do with university. I have a lot of those people because they might be too proud, or they think like, that's not worth it. That would be wasting my life. Honestly, a great way to find your guys' selves, you know, especially after school. Hey, do a year abroad or something like that. You know, we've already talked a little bit about that in our last podcast, but that's such a great way of, you know, just having a good experience, learning a lot, learning a different language, and then you figure out while you're there what you want. And that has happened so much. You might, because you don't have your parents' influence, you don't have your friends' influence, all of that, you're on your own. You can make your own decisions. Nobody knows you there usually, so they won't be like, okay, well, I know this person like this, so he's still gonna be like this, and this fits to him or her, so they're not gonna judge you or give you tips like that, you know. Hey,
But also,
do
it's
that.
important we are not saying that, you know, immediately during that year or after that year
No.
what you do. But I get your point that it would definitely help you to do something you ever wanted to do. It doesn't matter if it's going for Scotland, for Namibia, or even for China. If
Yeah.
you want to do it, make it right now, after school, maybe even after you studied something.
Yeah.
If you're not happy about what you studied, do something you ever wanted to do, because
Exactly.
right now in that age we are, you can do it. So
Yes.
I think it would be hard if you might be a parent in a few years.
And once you gain
So-
all those, once
Yeah.
you gain all those responsibilities, you know, you have those. You're responsible, maybe for a little kid, or you might have to pay off a mortgage, all that stuff, you know. And in my opinion, yeah, you just gotta go ahead and find out what you want, and not just, hey, this gives me money, whatever. I'm not happy, but you know, I need that money, this and that, you know.
But I think also about that money, it's another discussion, right? Well, that was not like a discussion right now, but I think we made our point clear that
Yes.
both of us agree on that you don't have to go to university.
Definitely not.
Of course, when you have your job, you are a target where you want to stay in 5 or 6 years, and you have to study for that.
Do it.
Do
Definitely.
it, of course.
But don't just go to college or university for the sake of it, okay?
Yeah.
That's our point.
Yeah,
I think we've made that clear.
Yeah, true.
The only thing we need to make clear right now is that you guys subscribe, leave a like. If you guys are listening on our Spotify channel, then go ahead and follow us, and follow our Instagram. You're going to find it in the descriptions, wherever. Well, we hope you guys have a great day.
Definitely. So see us